Well, Lima was on the top of the list in this magazine site selection, and joining me today, Dave Stratton. He, of course, is the president and CEO. Wanted to make sure I get your title right at Allen Economic Development Group. And thanks for coming today, Dave.
It's always great to be with you, Holly.
All right, so you know, some people this magazine might not mean a difference to anybody, but it does to you guys, and it does to our area. And we should pay attention. You know, tell us about how we've made the list in certain areas of this.
It's
magazine.
very exciting for economic development for Lima Allen County, because what we'll do is measure what we're doing compared to other places, and site selection is a great avenue for us to be able then to express broader to site selectors and to those that we're trying to market to, hey, you need to think about Allen County.
Right, yeah, because anytime you can get your name in a magazine that people across the country and the world maybe is good. It's a good deal, isn't it?
It's a good deal. It's a beautiful recognition, really, because, and think about this, we were considered in 2022, this would be last year, as being third in the nation in a third-tier metropolitan. That means population 50,000 to 200,000 population. Okay. And we were identified with 12 projects that made the metrics for that development. Honestly, we were, in 2019, we were 6th. In 2020, we were 4th. In 2021, we were 4th. And we were 3rd this year. And so we're moving up the ladder. I don't like to be 3rd, though.
You want to be number one, don't you?
Be number one, right.
So what does this mean then? I mean, we've had those projects, well, I think you said 12, right? So real development projects happening, and you know, people might not realize at home, you come on all the time and tell us about these projects, but that's what adds up, right? And that's where
beautiful, wonderful projects, really, and we're talking about capital investment. So to make the metrics, you have to have $1 million capital investment. You would have 20,000 square feet of additional space and 20 new employees. And we had 12 of those. Now, some of them are quite large. We've talked about the P&G project, $501 million. Lakeview project, so it's not just Lima. So we're talking now Lakeview and Delphus, 40+ million. Charles River in Spencerville. Beautiful project. And then you have Nutrien, who's always moving forward. Just a wonderful company for Lima Allen County.
So is this opening doors to this year, where maybe you can get to 2 or 1? I mean, how does this work, is it an opening doors for you guys?
Well, I would say this, there's a lot in the pipeline. Can we move up the ladder? I think we're going to be strong. I don't know if we'll be at, 12+. There are some, so for instance, we were 3rd in the nation, and 2nd in the nation was 13 projects out of Bowling Green, Kentucky. And so our goal would be, okay, and it's not all about that. It's really about advancing Lima Allen County. But we're excited about that which is in the pipeline. And we have some projects that are moving forward. I would say it's a multiplier effect. Right, so when P&G is going to invest all this money, there's other companies that say, hey, we need to be a supplier for them. And so a lot of that is just a momentum for much more to happen.
And I also think we should point out that, many times people think, well, I didn't see that many new companies. But, I mean, you talked about these expansion projects, and that really counts because they add jobs. That adds a lot. So if P&G is expanding, that's good. That's
good, yeah. And so you have companies like Logoplast, which we've talked about before, 100,000 square feet. You know what? They're going to put on 125,000 more square feet. And so a lot of that's for P&G. And so you have P&G's growth then multiplies for other companies as well.
Right, yeah. And don't we have a new bus company coming or whatever? I mean,
well,
I thought that was...
No, I'm just kidding.
That's news. We already did that, right?
There's a possible bus company, electric bus company, that we're working hard on, called Pegasus. We're hopeful that will happen in Lima Allen County. In development, we've talked about this before, it's a process, and we try to hit everything out of the park. Well, sometimes it takes a little bit more time, and economic development takes years many times. So.
Yeah, exactly. And we always want it now, don't we?
We do. We do. I think the thing, too, Holly, and you and I have talked about just the importance of, we're seeing a momentum in Lima Allen County. We're seeing a cooperation that's taking place like never before. We're seeing the county and the city working together along with the townships and considering, the smaller villages and cities as well, Delphus, Spencerville, Bluffton. I love that because if we can all work together, it's going to bring a lot of positive growth for all the residents of Allen County.
Yeah, and as the mayor said in her speech last night, I mean, she's looking at why do people leave? She wants to bring it to this area, and I think you guys are are just working together with the same vision.
We talked just briefly about this. Right now, we've had almost 40 projects that have shown interest in Lima Allen County, partly because of 75, but partly because of our location. Now, we don't have the square footage or the land for some of those projects, but we do have for others. And we're going to try to win more projects.
All right, yeah. We're going to get to #1, Dave.
There
I
you
feel
go.
it.
That's the goal.
All right, thanks for coming
Holly.
today.
Yep.
All right, don't go away. We'll take a look at the weather forecast next.
Great.